Well, we had the sunshine yesterday, but wow, it came with a major temperature drop, and that's going to continue to be the case as we head on into this weekend. We do have lots of sunshine in store for us, so it still will be a beautiful day, but it is going to come with a chill in the air. You might have noticed if you've already been outside, those temperatures certainly much colder than they were yesterday, but those afternoon highs are going to struggle to reach that 50-degree mark across the upstate northeast Georgia, and then the rest of the area, western North Carolina, mainly staying in the 40s. It is going to be a cold day, so if you plan on going to the Clemson, South Carolina game today, plan accordingly. Pack plenty of layers because we're looking at tailgating weather very much on the very chilly side. Still sitting in the teens and 20s across western North Carolina at noon, and for the upstate northeast Georgia, upper 20s right near 30 degrees is how it's going to feel outside. Very similar setup as we head on into tomorrow as well, with those clear skies overnight. That's going to allow those temperatures to feel even colder as we head on into Sunday. So nonetheless, it's going to be a very cold stretch of weather for us. And take a look at what happens with our temperatures. These are just the actual temperatures, not the feels like temperatures. But moving on into Sunday, still sitting in the lower 50s, but then highs Monday into Tuesday, staying in the 40s. So a cold stretch of weather nonetheless, still trending well below average the next several days. Now it is coming with lots of sunshine though. So other than maybe a flurry or two across the highest elevations, mainly as we head on into Sunday, we're looking at dry conditions. Lots of sunshine in store for us if you're headed to the game at noon. Couldn't ask for better conditions as far as the sunshine. At least we have that, but again, it is going to be a cold one. You might see a few extra clouds work on in tonight, but for the most part, we're continuing this very quiet stretch of weather for us the next several days, but it is coming with that colder air filtering on in. Highs moving on into today and tomorrow, topping out in the lower 50s. As we get on into early next week though, those overnight lows dipping into the lower 20s, waking up Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning. So a hard freeze is looking very likely at this point, and then we'll start to see our temperatures level out as we head towards the very end of next week. Well, I hope y'all had a very happy Thanksgiving, and if you were doing some shopping on Black Friday, we had beautiful conditions, but wow, much colder weather started to settle on in yesterday, and it is here to stay. All throughout this weekend, we are looking at the chill really remaining across our region, but it will come with a lot of sunshine. As we look at our live Super Doppler 4, high pressure is locked in, so we're remaining nice and dry throughout this weekend. In fact, mainly a dry weather pattern with the exception of possibly a few flakes flying across higher elevations moving on into tomorrow. But for today, if you're headed to the Clemson, South Carolina game, it is going to be a cold one. Highs will barely get into the lower 50s, so keep that in mind if you're going to be tailgating or just going to be out at the game. It's going to be chilly. Western North Carolina, highs will remain in the 40s. A little bit of a breeze today, so that'll make our temperatures feel about 5 or so degrees colder than the actual high temperature. But as we head into the next several days, we continue to see our temperatures take a bit of a tumble. Normal high this time of year is right into the upper 50s. We'll be trending below average today, moving on into tomorrow, but then Monday into Tuesday. Highs only getting into the 40s, and for western North Carolina, a lot of spots are going to remain in the 30s. Overnight lows even colder, so hard freeze, in fact a widespread hard freeze, very possible across our region, especially early next week, but many of us are already experiencing that throughout this weekend. Now as we head on into Wednesday, we'll be back into the lower 50s, and then we'll start to see our temperatures rebound ever so slightly towards the end of next week. But as far as today goes, nice and dry, really a beautiful day despite the chilly conditions. So if you're headed over to Clemson today, it's going to be a cold one, but we've got mostly sunny skies up until about 3-4 o'clock this afternoon, when a few extra clouds will start to drift on in. Otherwise, we're continuing this theme as we head on into Sunday as well. You might see a few extra clouds at times throughout the day on Sunday, but one thing that is sticking around is the cold weather. So cold, but still mainly dry for the finish to the weekend. However, western North Carolina could see a few flakes flying across those higher elevations, mainly towards the Tennessee, North Carolina line. not really going to amount to much, so that's about the extent of it. Otherwise, we are looking at dry weather persisting across our region for most of our 4-day plus forecast. So this weekend, although it's going to be chilly, it is going to be nice and bright, lots of sunshine ahead for us. And then heading on into next week, Monday into Tuesday, highs only getting into the 40s, but those overnight lows waking up Tuesday and Wednesday morning. Impact days issued due to the fact that we are looking at a widespread hard freeze across our region. In particular, western North Carolina, as many spots are going to barely reach that 20-degree mark for those overnight lows.